This is day 1 of 60 of trying to get to Ascendant from Platinum 2.
Target down. That's a kill.
Today's games weren't too good. We were just getting outclassed by our opponents.
Refreshing.
On. Can we like?
No charges. My ult is ready.
One enemy remaining.
But that doesn't mean we didn't have good rounds.
On.
It was just too few and far between.
Attackers win.
Got it?
One enemy remaining.
Let's go. Nice.
Spike planted. Last player standing. One enemy remaining.
While things are looking up towards the end of the second game, our opponents just got too many rounds on us to make something happen. Nice.
Spike down A. One enemy remaining.
Lots of flower. I ended up losing 18 RR in both games. The first one took me back from 10 RR to 0 RR,
Attackers
and then deranked me to Plat 1. Today's games were a whole lot better than what we did yesterday. Don't give it one. While our performance was a whole lot better, we did end up throwing a couple rounds by trolling, and then had 2 AFKs.
one enemy remaining.
Nice.
Enemy kill.
Below. I have no idea why I was gonna play Brim on this map,
Remaining.
because it looks like my clothes are even better, if not more effective than Brim would ever be. Nice.
One enemy remaining.
Got him. There's it. He is dead. Nice. GG's.
Attackers win.
And then I got to run it back on Split with Omen, which worked out really well. Nice.
One enemy remaining.
It did help we did have an Immortal 3 Smurf though. Nice. But in the final rounds he had to take a phone call. But if you ask me, we did just as fine without him. Nice.
Defenders win.
Today I played probably some of the best Valorant I think I've played in a while.
One enemy remaining.
Instead of focusing on padding out my overall stats, I focused more on the rounds and what we could do to win them. But this doesn't mean there were those challenging rounds.
Hey.
We just had to come up with new ways to beat them.
One enemy remaining.
Nope, not planning. One close link.
10 seconds left.
Oh, 33.
And I think this results in more heroic plays as well.
Last building.
Nice! But one thing I did notice during the first game was that my ping got up to around 70. Surprisingly, it wasn't too bad, so I continued to play.
One enemy remaining.
My ult is ready.
Nice.
Thorns activated. Me spotted.
Nat 20.
Last player standing.
Like I
One
never
enemy
left.
remaining. Clutch.
So, yeah, pretty good day today. Nice, GG's.
Defenders win.
And we'll do it.
Spike down A.
If you ask me, I played pretty fantastic today,
Need danger.
One garage, one C2.
but we didn't end up with the wins we needed.
Never left.
One enemy remaining.
In terms of KDs, I was able to hold my weight.
Okay, I choked, but like.
Attacker spawn.
The games were close,
One side.
Last player standing.
but the enemies just managed to snag it in the end.
One enemy remaining.
Nice. I impressed myself with my decision making today because
He's here. Just
I made some pretty smart
here.
decisions.
Spike
But
planted.
due to plans with family, I do feel I rushed myself a bit.
No, man.
Attackers win.
Gecko, you can wallbang that. NT, have a good day, guys.
Today's games were
Mid-dead. Flashing.
pretty damn good.
One enemy remaining.
Nice. Nice work.
But I do feel like I'm crouch spraying more than usual. I don't feel like it is an issue thing for me because I do it a lot in death matches. I think it's just more in game. Some pretty precise gunplay there.
You will not kill my allies.
Last player standing. One enemy remaining.
Nice.
And we got silly with that game.
You're at 2 at mine.
One enemy remaining.
I'll take 60. Backside.
Today I did find myself picking up sniper rifles more,
Nice shot.
Nice shot.
but didn't get to use them as often.
One enemy remaining. Last player standing.
That was a really good hold there. Another scenario
Exactly.
where crouch spraying probably killed me,
Both city.
and when I probably could have gotten both if I just straight.
Nice ace tender.
Defenders win.
But not too bad today.
20. Let's go.
You're naughty.
So today's challenge has been trying to
Down A.
fit in a game and making these videos after work.
Last player standing.
I only managed to play one game today because I had some pretty bad ping.
Elbow, yeah, elbow, CT.
Last player standing.
Oh, he walks out. He
One
walks out.
enemy remaining.
But despite having bad ping, we managed to get some really good plays in today.
One enemy remaining.
Like this high-low setup that let my teammate trade me for Raynor.
Nice.
One enemy remaining.
Have one of these.
He's low, 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 low.
And you gotta love a little bit of silliness to end off the game.
Nice, GG's.
Defenders win.
So yeah, we take those dubs. You don't need to play more to rank up.
One enemy remaining. Last
I've
player
recently been playing 3 games max per day and noticed significant improvements. Due to the lack of games, more emphasis gets placed on each round.
One enemy.
And that importance has led to better decisions on what I can do to win each round.
Traps down.
Remaining.
So this mindset shift has caused me to win more games.
Nice, GG's.
110.
But
Nice.
I do believe that in high ranks like Immortal, that more games and grinding is a major factor to get better.
Defenders
But
win.
for anything below that, 3 games max is all you need. Today I didn't get the practice I wanted.
One enemy remaining.
I had to download a new patch and it took forever. So I settled with only half an hour of death matches, which is a lot less than my usual 1 hour.
Ace.
Nice.
Defenders win.
Fortunately for me, I was graced with good teammates in the first game, allowing us to hit plat 3.
Nice. Careful, Lord.
But unfortunately, the same couldn't be said about the second game. The enemies were just playing on a different level.
Nice. Oi!
And while we were behind, we did manage to catch up, but couldn't quite manage to get that last round. And due to my performance that game, I decided to just hop off afterwards. Today, I couldn't get on the game until mid-afternoon, and when I did start playing, my ping was kinda high. So here's what I did instead of playing ranked. Warmed up in the range, then I played a few death matches with the sheriff. Got some pretty nice shots in. I then played a swift play and ended pretty good in that.
One enemy remaining.
A little bit of a tragedy at the end of it though. And finished up with some team deathmatch. So just a good practice day instead of playing comp. Today marks day 10 of this 60-day challenge. It's crazy that we're already just 1/6 through.
Nice.
Unfortunately today, we did not rank up, but I have been seeing massive improvements in my mechanics today. I have noticed today that I was getting a lot of frags on the rounds we were losing, so we might need to learn how to be more impactful with our kills. But we will have to review that in VODs. If I just ask myself, how can I win this duel? How can I win this round? I reckon I could see a lot better decisions. But yeah, it was unfortunate to D-rank early on today. And we'll see if I can rank up in another 10 games, or 10 days should I say.
Defenders win.
Today was another great day for my mechanics. But I still found myself struggling with the same things I found yesterday.
Player standing.
My bad.
Although having pointed it out yesterday, I was making a lot better decisions today.
Spike planted.
So yeah, pretty good first game today. Made it to overtime where we won it 15-13. So not bad game.
I thought I was good too. Copy.
And the second game had some crazy shots,
It's winnable.
including a 1v5 clutch.
One enemy. I got
Yep, we did not talk about this last kill.
Let's go.
We got it, that's all that matters. But unfortunately it was too little too late for this second game.
Let's hear. I guess we know what that means.
defenders win.
I like it, guys.
Only 400 RR to go. Today has certainly been one of the days of my life. With work until 4 and gym taking an extra 2 hours, I couldn't get on the game until 6:30. But despite being late, we still got our 2 games in. So I can say that today's been a pretty good day. In both my games, we had people showing up in massive clutch ways.
Attackers win.
But it is nice when you see RR go up. But the second game was far more challenging. I felt like I had to show up just so we could win rounds.
One enemy remaining.
But in the second half, we managed to claw our way into OT. But tragedy struck as I ran out of space for Outplayed to store my clips in. I have now cleared over 600 gigs, so we can go again. Today's game started with a team that lost all hope in the second half. But despite losing, we still managed to fight pretty well. Was just quite unlucky at the end. And the second map started quite slow. I only had 4 kills for a while, all of them in that round. But in the second half, we did not lose a single round, and I think I got a kill every single round in the second half. And finally in this third game, this was the only usable round that I had. What were the other rounds like? Well, this. It was quite a good thing that my team managed to carry me through this one. I don't think I've played this bad in a while. They clutched so many times this first game. Let's count.
Nice.
1, 2, 3. Oh, not a lot, but still too many times. This next game, though, was a lot better. We didn't get absolutely obliterated this game, but I still didn't perform as well. I only got 1 3k throughout the entire thing, which is bad for what I usually need. This third map didn't start too bad, but I could barely string 2 kills together. It's times like this where I think, am I washed? What's going on? Why aren't I performing? I think it's because I need to get my head more in the game. So I've reflected on yesterday's performance, and here's what I found. I realized that recently, I haven't been playing for the win. I have been playing for the clip. Content creator brain, in a sense, has clouded my judgment. So to combat this, I'll be playing a few Swift plays before my death matches and that, where I will be playing Ascendant and just sitting on one site for the entire round. And it doesn't matter what happens on the other site, I will just stay there. Like in this clip, you see me waiting around the arcade area for a little bit before getting another free pick. And then didn't have the best ping, but we still got a few good clips today. I actually think I've been getting better with my strafing recently. Like, when I've been flashing, I've been moving around a lot more, which has allowed me to kind of live throughout the flash. And today I actually focused more on just playing slow, and it paid off, especially in this second game. However, we couldn't get around to winning.
Attackers win.
Let's see where these readjustments get me. You won't believe what's been happening to me this morning. So I get on and everything seems to be working perfectly. I do my Swift plays, I start playing my death matches, but on my second Sheriff one, my 4th one of the day, something wasn't right. My ping has been consistent all morning. So I did a little bit of digging and found out that the power line adapter that uses the home's power for the Ethernet cable wasn't connecting right. It had poor connection in the socket that it is plugged into my computer with, so there's not really much I can do about it, seeing as the next PowerPoint is on the other side of the room, right in front of the door. So for now, I'm just gonna sit it out and see what happens. But for the rest of my day today, I am going to do a couple things that I've been wanting to get done for a while now, but haven't gotten around to doing, and then finish the day off with some anime and 3.5 hours. That's how late I was this morning. I wanted to get back on the game and have a full session at 9, but we took until 12:30. When I did get on the game,
Good one, guys.
my team was being toxic right at the start.
Last player standing.
Yeah, good one, Silver.
If we had kept that mentality up, we would have lost that game
Nice
for
one.
sure.
So good at this game, holy. Holy.
But I
Next one.
believed
In the shade
we
they're
could
buying
still
slimes
win.
now. You suck, big.
Then a miracle happened.
Oh my god.
Don't ask me how I got that 3k.
Planted.
Nice.
Smokes, I guess. Yeah, we managed to close it out 13 to 11.
Nice, GG's.
Flawless.
GG.
Defenders win.
What'd I say? Today's first game on, so tilting. They didn't even have smokes, and we still ended up losing. All we had to do was wait for them to use their util, and then they had nothing. After that game, I knew I had to take a long break. But when I did recover from my tilt, the next game on was pretty good. We had much better teammates, and we put up a much better fight. Can't say that I played super well though, but yeah, just happy to walk away with a win today. This third game though, I have no idea what happened. It seems like the enemies just knew exactly where we were. Not sure if one of them was cheating or smurfing, but we definitely thought it. We only managed to win 2 rounds, so not a very fair game. Feel like I'm not performing the way I want to perform. I just feel so frustrated at myself. Today, my performance was right where I wanted it to be. The first game on, I had a KD of 1, which is better than what my KDs were yesterday and the day before, but it was a pretty hard loss. I personally put that down to hero plays from the opponents. They played very well. But the second game was a lot closer. I started really good, then I kind of petered out in the middle, but then there was this hero play from me.
Take that, you lost.
That's probably the best clip I've had in a couple days. But unfortunately, we couldn't manage to win it. All in all, today was a very good day. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back! Let's go! Now today was the best day that I've had in a few days at the very least. This first game, I popped off. I was getting 3Ks, I had a 4K, it was just a little match MVP to get my day started, you know, casually dropping 24 kills. And then we kind of lost it in the second game. But I still went positive, that's all that matters. We did not go negative today. Woohoo! Just as a little end note here, I've noticed that these videos have been getting a few hundred views per video, which is pretty damn good. So if you enjoy my journey, don't be afraid to subscribe. Today's session, although pushed back by work and hitting the gym, started good. During the first half, our team was finding the right reads, the shots were clean, but we couldn't keep it up into the second half, and they ran away with the game. After this game, I took a moment to reflect on my performance and decided what I was going to focus on going into my next game. What I decided to focus on for Fracture was my cast, the amount of rounds I got a kill, assist, survived, or traded. Because I was focusing on that, it allowed me to have much more impact on each round and really helped our team find wins and really good reads on our enemies because our team played a whole lot smarter. So because of this one game, today was such a good day. This update took a while. But anyway, jumping straight into the games, we started off by getting smashed on Ascent. We started 4 rounds behind, but we ended up coming back in the second half due to the 9-3 curse. And also some pretty damn good clips from me, leading this first game to be a great start to the act. But we didn't stop there. We continued that into our second game, and while we didn't go positive in either game, we still had some pretty good kills. So our first games with Icebox and Ascent back in the mix have been pretty good. I don't think I need to practice too much of those specific maps. So this act, I should really look at improving my KD ratio. While I had some nice clean shots, especially in practice, I do feel like I'm rushing a fair bit still. One round today, we had numbers advantage, we had spike, all we had to do was wait. I died, we ended up losing the round. I also feel that my clutches are getting a lot better. While I'm not winning still, I am getting it down to like 1 or 2 people. I'm on the right track for that. But with the second game, I popped off the first round. Couldn't quite manage to keep it up, but I still had some pretty good kills. And while we were up 9-6, we couldn't stop them from a 7-round win streak that allowed them to win the game.
Defenders win.
It's amazing how this one trick has helped me today. So for the past few days, I've been really focusing on improving my cast, which is the amount of rounds I get a kill, assist, survive, or traded, and that has really helped with my patience. This second game, however, was a bit trickier. I feel like while it still worked while I was on Tejo, I feel like I don't know how to play him properly, which this uncomfortability ultimately leads to losses.
Attackers win.
But we were back on Clove for this last game, and with that extra comfortability in my agent, I was able to help out a whole lot more and have a whole lot more impact in each and every round, which has led me to win more rounds and more games because of it. Practice went so well today. In my Swift plays, I did my usual thing, but then during my death matches, I could feel and see that my ping was getting slow at different points. And with the fact that I wasn't feeling on my A game today, I decided to play an unrated instead of my usual comp games. But despite the ping spikes, we did still manage to keep up in death matches. But during the game itself, I don't think it mattered too much. Our team did have a slow start, we were down 0 to 5, but then when our team picked up the pace, we were on. Especially me towards the end. I was getting 3Ks on 3Ks. But not only that, I noticed that my adjustments were getting so much snappier. And if you ask me, that's a great way to end today's session.
Defenders win.
If I want to get to Ascendant, I need to be able to keep up with my opponents. But unfortunately today, I didn't do it enough. I did show signs at points that I was able to keep up, but I couldn't keep up for the entire match.
Player standing.
There were times today where I shouldn't have peeked, but I peeked. There were times where I should have played with my team, but I played solo. I think a part of that today was me not choosing something to focus on throughout my games, so it just led to half-baked decisions. I just need to get more consistent with what I'm doing and when. But today was a good day to show me what I need to work on. Am I now hard stuck? It's been nearly a month since I started this challenge and I've only ranked up once. I just keep going from Plat 2 to Plat 3, then back down to Plat 2. Do I need coaching or do I just need to learn how to play against my opponents? If I want to reach Ascendant in about another 30 days now, then something's gonna need to change. What else do I need to learn? There would actually be quite a lot to learn. But what is the 20% I need to focus on in order to get 80% of the results? This next 30 days better be something special. These 3 mistakes are keeping me in Plat. This is round 5 and I'm sneaking up mid. The Clove doesn't clear me, so we get the punish on her. But then I push up into B. And without information on where the Cypher is, I end up holding a bad position and a bad angle. What I should have done here is I should have regrouped with the Reyna and played out the 2v1 instead of 2 1v1s, because the Cypher did end up getting the clutch. Round 9. Sova spots out the Jet in the off angle on top of B, and I predicted their Jet would be there too, but I don't pre-aim or peek off anyone, so I really need to work on soaking up more information from the minimap and internalizing all of the info properly. In round 10, we push on to A site, and I hold this off angle. I did get 1 here, but I instantly get traded because I didn't expect a second guy to push. I really should have tucked back into hell instead of staying in that position. Subscribe for more on my journey. Slowing things down actually helps a lot. In this clip, I killed the spike carrier. I held the spike, and by holding it for so long, we won the round. Today, I was getting a whole lot more multi-frag rounds. Wouldn't have been able to win the 1v1 on this Reyna. Another thing with slowing down is that I was using my util more to help my team get picks, but I will admit that I was trying to throw this util for me to get the kill. If I hadn't been playing slow, I probably would have thrown this round away. But because I played to the time, I ended up clutching out this round. But I wasn't perfect throughout the entire game. In this clutch, I got a little too antsy, being both ulted and 1 HP. I could have waited 1 to 2 more seconds for time to tick down even more, but I peeked out into the Cypher. On the final round where we won Ascent, I noticed that I was playing around my team util a whole lot more. So today has been a really good day for me. Subscribe! It was bad luck, this first game. But not for us! They had 2 AFKers. And with a 2-man advantage, there was only one way this game could go. Gosh, I hope the Reyna and that got a good team the next game.
Defenders win.
But the second game, I was in a couple of clutch scenarios. But, by not freaking out, I was able to win both with good positioning and crosshair placement. But towards the end of the game, I was getting shut down more. So I went back to playing my life for the final round, just to secure the win.
Nice, GG's.
Let's keep this win streak until we reach Ascendant.